Juice from, I had the haircut, like the Juice cut, like Tupac, the one that he had in the movie. I think World came from me spelling it wrong. I think I was making like an account on something and I spelled it wrong because World was actually taking like the actual spelling. I took it as just for me like trying to take over the world and it being my world. Music has pretty much been a factor in my life, like my whole life, like low-key from like 2 years old on. My cousin told me he used to blast music around me, like Wu-Tang and shit, and I would just like rap the lyrics, like mumble the lyrics, not even knowing what I was saying, just kind of like mumbling like the cadence of the song. That's how it started. My junior year in high school, I was like, yo, this is like what I want to do. Like I used to like freestyle with my neighbors. They were like about to graduate high school and I was like in junior high keeping up with them. And at first I used to want to be like Eminem or like Tyler the Creator. I used to say like wild ass shit to get people's attention and just try to come up with the most wildest punchlines and wordplay, trying to be as clever as possible. And then it kind of just became less of me trying to be a lyricist and more of me trying to be a musician and use more of the background that I have. A lot of people that are trying to, I guess, quote unquote, make rap music don't really embrace other genres like that, even though some of them claim to. Like, I really have like a big rock background. Anything from alternative to post-hardcore, like Black Sabbath, the Foo Fighters, Fall Out Boy, Senses Fail, Megadeth, Def Leppard, The Devil Wears Prada. Yeah, I mean, I always kind of like rock music because I really like Guitar Hero and like all the old Tony Hawk games for like GameCube and stuff. In 5th grade, I still remember this. I had this crush on this girl. She was like real life emo as fuck. In like 5th grade though, you know? And she said something about like a group of music she listened to and I knew about them because of Tony Hawk. I went home and literally listened to like all this shit just so I could have something to talk to her about like the next day. And I ended up liking it. So like, that's kind of how it all started. I kind of kept it tucked away. And then one day I just decided like, I'm gonna really make music my own way. And I use kind of my influences to, you know, add my own touch to it. Kind of me thinking like about all the relationship issues I had going on at the time and just, you know how like, say you've had like a certain food and every time you've had it all your life it's been like spoiled or like rotten. You gonna think it tastes nasty every time, but it's that, you know, that could very well be false. So like same with the statement, all girls are the same, all girls obviously like aren't the same. But when you repetitively get hurt by every girl you come in contact with, I feel like you become biased. So I kind of made that song just to like really express how I was feeling at the moment. I'm currently like in a happy relationship, like healthy and all that, but even if I still make sad songs, I make them because I know what it's like to be in that low place. Like I've been like heartbroken at the worst. So like I make music kind of to guide people through that, you know, for people that don't have anybody to vent to or people that are like too scared to vent. People hear songs and want to relate to them so bad, but like when you're actually going through it and when it actually touches you personally, it's like a whole nother, you know, it's a whole nother feeling. It's kind of like comfort. I have like a big heart, so when I like care for somebody, I guess after a certain extent I care like really hard, you know, and I put my all into some shit that I probably had no business putting my all into. So that's just like, it kind of leads you on the path of like distraction. I didn't know what a healthy relationship was. Like I've never had one. At that point, I didn't have one. So it felt like I was just, the same shit was happening over and over again. And that just kind of led to that, you know, to that thought in my head. Being on the same page with somebody and forcing yourself to be on the same page with somebody are like two different things. And it's like a critical difference. So like, if you're naturally on the same page with somebody, if you don't gotta adjust yourself too much or like try to be something that you're not, and then y'all communicating, I feel like that's pretty healthy. Versus forcing yourself to change or forcing somebody else to change to adjust to your habits or you're adjusting to theirs, you know? I don't really like playing the field. Like I'd rather have a girlfriend than have like hoes. It's like when you get to a certain point in your career, I feel like it'll be hard to gauge who really likes you and who likes you because like what your name is. Like, because people could be good actors, like, you can't tell. You know, somebody could act like they love you, do everything like that seems genuine, but deep inside, they just with you because who you are or what you have. Like, you would never know. The person I'm with now, I met before shit like got real. I feel like there's one true person out there for somebody. There are a lot of people that, I feel like a lot of people marry the wrong people and die with the wrong people. Like, I feel like there's literally, I don't know if it's one or more, but I feel like some people are really compatible and are meant to be together, and like a lot of people end up with the wrong people. I feel like that shit's crazy. A lucid dream is like you being aware that you're dreaming and controlling the environment around you, like in your dream. I used to love to do that. Like, I had a dream journal, all types of shit. Like, I don't know, it's kind of fun to like control your dreams. Like, just the concept of that kind of, and like reminded me of like Inception. That's one of my favorite, like, cool, I'm gonna try that. And I've done it a couple times, not a lot. But then I was going through like certain situations and I found myself unable to relax to the point where I could actually achieve that. If you're not like completely relaxed in your sleep and like fully in control of your mind, that like, it won't work. Like, you won't be able to lucid dream. I wrote that song because I was having sleep paralysis when I was trying to lucid dream. There's a lot of different theories behind it, but scientifically, that's when your body hasn't registered that you're awake, but your head, like your brain is. So like your eyes are open and you can't move. It feels like there's shit walking around you. It feels like it's like something sitting on your chest. Like, people have all these superstitions and like, I don't know like what's behind it, honestly. I feel like anything is possible, but I have it a lot though. I got a really good record deal. It's a blessing pretty much just to be able to get paid to do what I like to do, you know? It doesn't feel like a career, it's more like a hard-working hobby. The record is pretty much a story based on some truth, kind of like the steps of me going through some shit. I make these songs just like to help other people, but also I don't really like to give energy to the past a lot, so it's kind of bittersweet. If you believe in like God and the devil and all that shit, the mark of the beast is 666. 999 represents taking whatever hell you're going through and turning it into something positive. That's kind of what I did with like the whole talking to a lot of toxic people and having feelings for a lot of toxic people. You could like turn that shit around and create a message for people to listen to, kind of warn people about it and like, you know, help people through like the shit they're going through. I'm working with some really like talented people. I'm gonna make some songs with like an actual band, a couple bands actually I got in contact with that wanna work. Me and Bibby got some music, me and Herb do too. Them Keef, Herb, and Bibby are like my favorite like artists and like period, like it's just they shit. And especially coming out of Chicago. It was crazy when I first was around, like I'm like, damn, I'm really here. And then now I'm used to it, but I'm still around like talented ass people, like great people every day. I don't really like thinking too much of shit. People like get full of themselves. I don't know, like I don't think I've ever been like that though. Maybe in video games, but besides that, nah.